capital of China and has a population of 22 million residents. In this video, we'll visit the Great Wall of China. We'll see what it's like living in Beijing as a foreigner, and we'll try a lot of delicious foods with my friend Alex from Canada. Where is Beijing? Beijing is located on the western coast of the country, the capitals of China, and has been the political center of the country for most of the past 8 centuries. Let's begin. I arrived at Bustling International Airport. It is Beijing's second international airport, and it is the largest single-structure airport terminal in the world. Modern and spacious. They have a really cool addition to it. It's called China. This airport is pretty far, 60 kilometers away from Beijing, and the best way to get to the city is to take a high-speed train that travels at the speed of 160 kilometers an hour, or 100 miles an hour. No cars, you don't stand a chance. The train is so comfortable and the ride is so smooth. Kilometers in length. Those are impressive numbers. It's more than twice longer than London or New York City subways. At the very heart of Beijing lies the Forbidden City. It's the world's largest imperial palace, over 3 times larger than the Louvre Palace in France. It was built from 1406 to 1420 on the orders of Judi, Ming Dynasty Emperor Yongle. The Beijing city was the imperial palace of China for 492 years. 24 emperors of the Ming and Qing dynasties governed China from within its walls. It's called forbidden because it was considered a divine place and certainly forbidden for ordinary people to enter. To fully enjoy the experience, don't go in a straight line. Go off the beaten path. Try to go to smaller parts on the left and the right, and you will get to the parts that are less crowded and really enjoy this amazing city. The Imperial Garden is definitely not to be missed. It has amazing rock structures. Heads up, make sure you book a ticket at least a week in advance. Let me tell you, it's just a pain to get one. Because if you want to buy them directly, you gotta have a WeChat account, which most people don't. So I had to buy it on an American website for $20 when the original price is just $3. Next place we're gonna visit is Tiananmen Square. It's a city square named after Tiananmen Gate. This is one of the gates of the Forbidden City, and it's actually called Tiananmen. To enter, make sure you have a reservation. Ask your hotel to do it for you, because again, you have to do it on WeChat. There's so much security in this area. Police barricades and security checkpoints everywhere. I'm telling you, this part of the city is the most stressful one. They didn't like my camera and my shotgun mic, and with a phone translator, they asked me if I was going to interview people. I said no, but they still didn't let me go, and they told me to find a storage room for my camera. How convenient. And only after I showed up with nothing but my iPhone did they let me through. This square contains the monument to the people's heroes, the Great Hall of the People, the National Museum of China, and the Mausoleum of Mao Zedong. It was in this square where Mao Zedong proclaimed the founding of the People's Republic of China in 1949. But of course, outside of China, Tiananmen Square is known for anti-government protests and massacre that took place in 1989, that took the lives of several hundred or maybe even several thousand people. Nobody knows for sure. Sure, you've seen the picture of the iconic Tank Man, a man with nothing but grocery bags in his hands stopping tanks. But in China, few people know about this because information is censored. Next to the square goes Qian'an Avenue. This is Beijing's most important street. It goes along many central government buildings, and this is where they host military parades. Qian'an Avenue is often used to refer to the government of Beijing, just like the Beltway is used to refer to the US federal government. Because of its sensitive location, it's heavily patrolled at most intersections. But here's the trick. You can always ride a bicycle. Yeah, there are always exceptions. Like I said, this is the most stressful part of the city, but bear with me, we'll get to the fun parts also. Now let's look at a marvel of the Chinese Imperial Garden design, the Summer Palace. This palace was the royal retreat for the emperors fleeing the hot summer in the city. It's not just a garden, but it's a vast ensemble of lakes, gardens, and palaces built during the Qing dynasty. Some of the most famous locations include the Longevity Hill, the Tower of Buddhist Incense, and the 17-hole bridge. The central Kunming Lake covers 2.2 square kilometers, and it's entirely man-made. This place is so enormous, you can spend a whole day exploring it, and you'll find interesting things like the marble boat, Shifan, which was first erected in 1755, and it was built as a symbol of the stability of the emperor's reign, because, guess what? A marble boat cannot be capsized. Temple of Heaven is another fascinating symbol of Beijing. It was also built during the reign of Yongle Emperor. Yes, the same guy who ordered the construction of the Forbidden City. Dynasties for annual prayer. Harvest is the most stunning building. The park around the temple is a very popular place for locals engaging in martial arts and Tai Chi and other activities, especially in the morning.
Hello. Hello.
Ni hao.
Ni hao.
Now let's look at the modern parts of the Chinese capital. Let's travel to CBD, Central Business District. It's the primary area for business, finance, and media companies. Beijing houses the largest number of Fortune Global 500 companies in the world. But it's not just all work, no play. There is more to CBD than just skyscrapers and banks. Plenty of places to have a drink and enjoy the views of the skyline, like China World Summit Wings Atmosphere Bar, which offers live music and spectacular views, or you can step onto the terrace of China World Mall for stunning views of the Underpants building. Matter of fact, this funny-looking building is the CCTV headquarters, China Central Television, nicknamed the Underpants. It was awarded the 2013 Best Tall Building Worldwide. Next to it is CITIC Tower, also known as China Zone. It's a super tall skyscraper with a height of 528 meters. Beijing is a center of scientific and technological innovation, and you can see the results of the innovation by visiting some of the car showrooms. China has really stepped up their game when it comes to the auto industry. Another modern trendy neighborhood is Sanlitun, a popular place for shopping and vibrant nightlife. Originally, it was Beijing's embassy area. Today, this neighborhood hosts a multitude of bars, restaurants, nightclubs, and shopping malls. Beijing has changed so much since the last time I was here, which was in 2011. I can now recognize the city. Look, it's a whole bunch of photographers right there. It's a place where you can see a lot of Chinese hipsters, people enjoying KTV, that is private rooms for karaoke, cafes with cats, and more. There's a huge Adidas store. When it was first opened in 2007, it was the largest Adidas store in the world, with more than 3,000 square. Another cool landmark of Beijing's urban culture is 798 Art Zone. It's a 25-minute drive from the city as a military-industrial cooperation between the Soviet Union and the newly formed People's Republic of China. And later, East Germany joined the project. Now this area has been gentrified. Hooray! It's a hub for contemporary Chinese art, with scores of galleries, publishing firms, design companies, high-end tailor shops, and fancy restaurants.
Ice cream service available. Welcome to try.
TikTokers. But wait, there is no TikTok in China. That's right, there is Douyin. Ni hao.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Wangfujing.
Nice to meet you.
No English.
What do you guys do? Are you students?
No, I'm graduated, and we two are 那叫什么？主播怎么说？主播英语怎么说？Actor.
You're
actors.
Actresses.
Yes.
Oh, cool. Have you taken parts in movies?
No.
No?
Movies. Oh, streamer. We are streamers.
You're streamers.
Yeah,
Oh,
streamer.
okay. Very nice. It's like entertainment, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's very cool. What did you study in college, in university?
Business English.
Good stuff. Good job.
But my English is not very good.
It's good. I can understand you. Yeah.
我靠，太羡慕了。
这个词儿怎么说？这个词儿怎么？牛逼，牛逼
，class，羡慕。
Class.
那个能不能展示个舞蹈？欢迎你来北京，耶，
牛逼
，class。
Now let's take a trip out of town to the Great Wall of China. There's a number of ways to get there: by train, by a combination of subway and taxi, or just by taxi. I took a taxi and it wasn't too bad. Just 160 renminbi, that's about $22. For 1 hour ride, that's an amazing deal. On Didi app, you can wait for a good rate to show up and then book it. After you reach the destination, you'll have to take a shuttle bus or walk for 15 minutes to the entrance. Once you get there, you'll see a line, but you don't realize how long it is.
This line is never going to end.
I spent 1 hour and 30 minutes in that line just to get to the cable car. But my misery didn't end there. This is what I saw when I stepped out of the cable car. A little too crowded, don't you think? Endless crowds of people. Took about 40 minutes to lose those crowds. People are so resilient, I had no idea. When I was getting exhausted of climbing the stairs, there were still elders and toddlers, still full of energy.
Imagine doing this in winter.
Attacking from the north. The total length of this construction to build this enormous structure.
你好。
你喜欢不喜欢超长?
Yes, yes, 非常喜欢。
What do you do? Are you students?
Yes,
What are you studying?
German, philosophy.
What about you?
Philosophy too.
Also, okay. How do you say philosophy in Mandarin?
哲学。
Joshua.
哲学。
Okay, 很好.
I can speak German. Guten Tag, mein Name ist Ella und ich habe 3 Jahre lang Deutsch studieren, Deutsch lernen. Ja.
Sehr gut, wunderbar.
Also guten. Wunderbar.
Okay, 再见.
再见. Have a nice day.
Known section, Badalin. But if you want to see less people around you, you can go to more remote sections like Mutianyu, Gubeko, and others. The Great Wall is not just a wall. It includes beacon towers, barriers, barracks, together forming an integrated defense system. Much of what remains today was built during the Ming Dynasty, and the wall for the most part served its purpose well, with the exception of Genghis Khan. His army was the only one who bridged the Great Wall of China. All right, back to the city. As you've noticed, Beijing combines a number of architectural styles. Modern Chinese architecture takes on a very sleek and futuristic style. Just look at the National Center for the Performing Arts, informally called the Egg. Or National Stadium, designed for the 2008 Summer Olympics, also known as the Bird's Nest. By the way, in 2022, Beijing became the first city ever to host both the Summer and Winter Olympics. Another masterpiece is a 330,000 square meter mixed-use Galaxy Soho complex by London-based firm Zaha Hadid Architects. But what really attracts tourists like a magnet is the traditional architecture of Hutongs, 140 years. It features traditional Hutong architecture characterized by narrow alleyways, traditional courtyard homes with gray tiled roofs. So charming, it definitely contrasts with the modern developments in the city. But let's try some local cuisine.
This is a real person.
Do you like dress up, Slava? It's very popular here in China to dress up in different or ethnic minority dresses and get photos done, mostly for the women, but I see people they dress up for the day and they just walk around town as part of their touristy.
Also, if you take East Logu Lane from here, you can visit Bell and Drum Towers. Those are prominent constructions, and they were built in 1272, and then rebuilt twice after 2 fires. At one period, they served as the time-telling center of the capital city. Another historic place is Lama Temple. This is Beijing's largest Buddhist temple. It was built in 1694 as part of the city wall for Emperor Yonzheng. Visit Wangfujing Pedestrian Street. It's a busy commercial pedestrian street with many souvenir shops, shopping malls, and restaurants. Overall, I don't think there's anything particularly special about the street. It's just a high-end shopping street. Apparently there used to be a street market, but it's gone now. The only thing that I enjoyed was a massive 3D panda on a digital billboard. Yeah, that's pretty neat. And St. Joseph's Church, commonly known as Wangfujing Church, an early 20th century Romanesque revival church, originally built in 1653, but the current structure dates back to 1904. If you want to have a more authentic shopping experience, you can visit Tiananmen Street. It's another famous pedestrian street, starting from the Archery Tower of Tiananmen. During the Qing Dynasty, there were many specialized outlets on either side of it, meat and jewelry markets. You'll find sightseeing trams. They were introduced as regular trams in 1924, but now they only serve one purpose, to take visitors from one end of the street to the other, just for fun.
Is that a Chinese coffee shop?
Now, a great place to spend an evening would be Hohai Bar Street. Hohai is a large artificial lake where you can go boating in the summer or skating in the winter. In the recent years, this bar street has been one of the most bustling evening places in the city. This picturesque area is dotted with bars, cafes, tea houses, and restaurants, and doesn't come as a surprise, it's very crowded. I visited one of the bars with live music. Let's give it a listen. But, of course, nothing can beat street karaoke. I'm hungry again, and now it's time to try the signature dish of Beijing, the Peking duck, Beijing Kouya.
Look at that. Oh. Thank you. 你吃饭了吗？
吃过了。你的中文说的还挺不错。别照了。
再见。
Now you might want to attend the tea ceremony. Whether you're a big fan of tea or not, you're going to enjoy it.
Just walking around.
You know, in China, we have 6 types of tea, but the green tea and the black tea is very common, I think, in the world. Because the green tea and the black tea is, what's the difference of them? It's just the green tea is no fermentation. As soon as possible, we give higher temperature to stop fermentation. But the black tea, we will ferment it is about like 90%, even 100% fermentation. Green tea,
绿茶
white tea,
OK
白牡丹,
白牡丹
and 大红袍, oolong tea.
Oolong tea
And this one is the black tea, but it is special. It's smoked black tea. And this is a pour. First, I will use the hot water to warm the cup. 龙井.
Beijing.
It's just such a wonderful experience listening to this calm music.
Ball court, a number of them, and then there's a soccer field.
At the same time, ladies are dancing in the park, and the city is just so full of energy.
Guys, have you ever seen a bicycle traffic jam? Okay, so now they start, they open the gate for them. Now it's gonna be an endless amount of people.
Around my hotel, people were playing card games in the parks. Sometimes it's faster than the subway. Look, even the cops are riding bikes, or are they running away from me? Wait guys, I cannot keep up. Now let's get a bike and explore some of Beijing's amazing parks. Beihai Park. This is one of the best preserved ancient imperial gardens in China, with a history of over 1,000 years. Initially, it was built in the Liao dynasty, but it wasn't until 1925 that it was open to the public. I went there early in the morning hoping to see some people do morning exercise. Or rather made a fool out of myself. One of the reasons to visit it is to get a bird's eye view of the Forbidden City from one of its pavilions. Also, it was in this part where Emperor Chunjin, the last emperor of the Ming Dynasty, hanged himself. He couldn't maintain the country anymore, and when Li Zijian, a Chinese peasant rebel leader, invaded Beijing 5 times higher than what you could get from the DDR. Alright, serene, thanks for watching this episode. Beijing is definitely a city worth visiting. Now, I have a favor to ask. If you're watching this video and you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, and let's get